Good morning, Year 5, and welcome back to another maths lesson today. So on the screen now I have the flashback 4 questions for you to start the lesson by doing. So please pause the video and answer the 5 questions. Make sure you do the 5th one, which is the bonus question, in your maths book. So pause the video to do that now, please. Okay, let's have a look through the answers together then. So question 1, work out 176 divided by 4. So hopefully you used a method of choice for this. You could have used the bus stop method and you should have got the answer 44. Okay, question 2. Work out 26 times 27. So you could have used the column method for this one and you should have got 702 for your answer. Okay, question 3. 414 apples are shared equally between 3 boxes. How many apples are in each box? So you should have done 414 divided by 3 to get 138. Okay, question 4. Something add 120 is 1000. What is the missing number? So for this you could have done the inverse and done 1000 minus 120 to get 880. Okay, now on to our bonus question. So what time is it? And can you say it in another way? So the time is 5:04 because our little hand is on the 5 and our big hand is on the 4. We can say 4 minutes past 5, and we could also say, but we don't tend to say, 56 minutes to 6. So what I want you to do now is pause the video and mark your flashback 4 answers in a different coloured pen to see how you got on. Okay, so now we're going to move on to our main input of our lesson. So if you remember when we did our multiplication unit, we did a whole lesson based on problem solving, because as a class it's really something we need to work on, so I think it's good for you to do a lesson purely on problem solving. And before we move on, I just want us to review all of the methods we've used during division. So we've got our bus stop method, where we look at our divisor going into our dividend and get our answer on top. We've got our place value chart method, so we represent our number in place value counters in our chart and then look at one row to find our answer. So here 639 is being divided by 3, so there's 3 rows and we look at one row to get our answer. And lastly we have our grouping method, so we have our counters and then we split them into equal groups to get our answer. So just have a little look at these methods we've been using and refresh your memory so you're ready for the next part of the lesson. Okay, so we're going to move on to the explore phase step 1. So I'll have our first problem for you to solve on the screen now, and I'll model this one to show you and then you'll have one to have a go at on your own. So I'm going to read out the problem and I want you to think about what calculation, what division we need to do. So I have made 96 cupcakes. I want to box my cupcakes up and deliver them to friends. A box holds 8 cupcakes. How many full boxes of cupcakes will there be? So think about the numbers you've been given and what division you're going to do with them. So pause the video to have a think about that now. Okay, so I'm going to use the bus stop method as it's the easiest one to show you, but you can use the place value chart, grouping or the bus stop method in your own work. So this problem here is asking us to divide 96 by 8 because there's 96 cupcakes and one box holds 8 cupcakes. So we need to see how many boxes we're going to have. So I'm going to start by thinking, how many times does 8 go into 9? And 8 goes into 9 once because it's smaller than 9, but we have 1 left over because 8 add 1 is 9. Okay, and now I'm going to move on to this column here. So my 6 has become 16, and I need to think, how many times does 8 go into 16? And straight away with my times table knowledge, I know that 8 times 2 is 16. So I'm going to put a 2 on top of my bus stop. So now we have our quotient, our answer. So 96 divided by 8 is 12. So now I need to answer a full sentence with my answer. So I'm going to say there will be 12 full boxes of cupcakes. I know this because 96 divided by 8 equals 12. Okay, so that is how we problem solve with division. Okay, so on the screen now, I have another step 1 problem for you to solve. I'm going to read it out to you and I want you to pause the video and have a go in your maths book. Remember, before you write the answer, just to double check you've got the date and the LO in your maths book too. So the date is 27th of the 1st, 21, and the learning outcome is to problem solve using division methods. Okay, so pause the video if you haven't done that already. Okay, so I'm now going to read our problem, and again I want you to think about what division you're needing to do to solve this problem. So Helen has 54 marbles. She wants to share them equally between her 2 friends. How many marbles will each friend have? So pause the video now and do the calculation you think you need to do to solve this problem, and then we'll have a look together after. Okay, so do that now. Okay, so under my black box here, I have my division that I need to do, which is 54 divided by 2, because I have 54 marbles, or Helen has 54 marbles, and she wants to split them equally, the key word being equally, between 2 friends. So 54 divided by 2. Okay, I'm going to go ahead now and do my bus stop method. So how many times does 2 go into 5? So I know 2 times 2 is 4, so it's going to go into 5 twice, with 1 left over, because 4 add 1 is 5. Okay, and now I need to think, how many times does 2 go into 14? And 2 goes into 14 7 times, because I know 2 times 7 is 14. So I can do that straight away. So now we have our answer, which is 27, because we've done 54 divided by 2. And now when we do problem solving, remember we need to use full sentences. So I'm now going to use my STEM sentence to answer this question properly. So I'm going to say each friend will have 27 marbles. I know this because there are 54 marbles, 2 friends. So if you divide 54 by 2, your answer is 27. So well done if you had a go at that and got that correct. And if not, have a look at the calculation and see where you went wrong. Okay, well done Year 5. So now we have our step 1 questions, which are quite similar to the ones we've been doing. We've got some donuts and we've got some beads we want to share. So pause the video to do the step 1 questions now, please. Okay, now we're going to move on to the step 2 and 3 input. So at the end of this input, you can do the step 2 and step 3 of the worksheet. So again, I'm going to read a problem and I want you to think about what calculation you need to do. So I have 56 pears. Pears are packed in bags of 4. How many bags will I need to divide my pears equally? So pause the video and think about what calculation you would need to do to solve this problem. And if you feel confident, have a go. Go ahead and do the method of your choice to solve this problem. Okay, so I have chosen bus stop method. And I know that I need to do 56 divided by 4 to see my answer, because I have 56 pears and they are packed in bags of 4. So let's see how many bags we need. So I'm going to think, how many times does 4 go into 5? And 4 goes into 5 once, with 1 left over, because 4 add 1 is 5. And now I need to think, how many times does 4 go into 16? And I know straight away that 4 times 4 is 16. So my answer here will be 4. So I know that I need 14 bags. And I know this because there are 56 pears. They're packed in bags of 4. So if I do 56 divided by 4, my answer is 14. So if you had a go at this one, well done if you got the answer correct. And if you didn't, it's fine, just have a look at where your mistake was. Okay, we have another problem for you to solve, and this time it's with 3-digit numbers. So I'm going to read it out and I want you to think about what calculation you need to do. So here we go. There are 273 people at a party. They are sat in tables of 6. How many tables will we need to make sure everyone has a seat? And the key word here is everyone. Okay? So pause the video and either have a go at this problem or just think about what you will need to do to solve it, what calculation. So pause the video now and have a go at that. Okay, and now we're going to have a go at solving this problem. So, how many times does 6 go into 2? Well, I know that 2 is smaller than 6, so that isn't possible. So I'm going to put a 0 here in my hundredths column. Now I need to think, how many times does 6, oh, and actually I forgot something. I need to carry my 2. Because if we don't use this 2, because the 6 can't fit in, we need to carry it over. So my 7 becomes 27. And now I need to think, how many times does 6 go into 27? Well, I know that 27 isn't in the 6 times tables, but I know that 24 is. So if I have a little think, 6 times 4 is 24. So I'm going to put a 4 here, but I'm going to have 3 left over because 24 add 3 is 27. Okay, and now I need to think, how many times does 6 go into 33? Well, I know 33 isn't in the 6 times tables, but I know that 30 is because 6 times 5 is 30. So I can put a 5 here in my ones column, but I will have 3 left over because 30 add 3 is 33. So the first part of our problem is solved. So 273 divided by 6 is 45 remainder 3. But we haven't answered the question yet. Our question is, how many tables will we need to make sure everyone has a seat? So here, there's 45 tables, but 3 left over. So what can I do to make sure everyone has a seat? Because 45 tables is not going to be enough. So I need to round this up to make sure everyone has a seat. Therefore, we will need 46 tables so that everyone is covered. So I'm going to use my STEM sentence. I will need 46 tables. I know this because there are 273 people. They sit in tables of 6, so 273 divided by 6 is 45 remainder 3. But to make sure everyone has a seat, I'm going to round that up to 46. Okay? Okay, year 5, here are the step 2 questions on the screen now. So pause the video and just have a go at these, okay? Okay, and now on the screen I have the step 3 questions. So pause the video and try your best to have a go if you can. Okay, and for those of you that want a challenge, I now have the extension question on the screen for you to complete in your books. Okay, well done everyone for your hard work. You've done the independent work and now you just need to mark your answers to see how you got on. So here are the answers to step 1, so pause the video to mark these in your books. Here are the answers to step 2, so pause the video now to mark your work in a different coloured pen. And here are the answers to step 3, so pause the video to mark your work now. And lastly, we have the extension answer on the screen, so the answer is here. Pause the video to mark your work. Okay, thanks year 5 for all your hard work today. Well done for just having a go, because problem solving is not easy. So I hope you have a lovely rest of your day and I'll see you again tomorrow for some more maths.